7 Little Johnston's Trent learns for very first time about severity of his astigmatism. It's not good for me. The reality star hears some concerning news following a visit to an ophthalmologist. Exclusive clip from the show's latest episode. After receiving some scary results from an MRI last week, Trent Johnston continues to undergo medical tests and meets with an eye doctor in the new episode of 7 Little Johnston's. 4. Trent, 48, meets with ophthalmologist doctor in a clip shared exclusively with ahead of the episode on Tuesday, February. Hinson, who after an exam, diagnoses Trent with keratoconus, which he describes as an irregularity on the cornea. Basically there's a weakened spot in the cornea and it's causing the front surface of his eye to be really irregular shaped, Hinson explains as he and Trent review his test results. Hinson, he learns the condition's impact has made his eyes almost like a balloon. As Trent sits in the exam room with Drive. And if you take a balloon and kind of push on it, how it'll pooch out in an area, that's basically what you've got there. Just kind of pushing out, causing your vision to be very distorted, and it causes it to where glasses really aren't the best option for you, as far as getting you seeing the best that we can. Showing Trent scans of his eye. He explains how this can definitely be causing distortion in your vision. The consultation, Trent says, is the very first time I've had a doctor tell me about my astigmatism. And how bad it is, and that it may not be causing my vertigo or some of my eye movement problems. But either way, it's not good for me. And it needs to be corrected. It's not good for my eyes, it's not good for my vision. Astigmatism, the Mayo Clinic explains, is an imperfection in the curvature in the eye where the eye is egg-shaped and causes blurred or distorted vision. Drive. Hinson explains to Trent, who wears glasses, that a switch to hard contact lenses would be a better option that would get him seeing the clearest. What a hard contact does. It actually sits on this area right here, and it artificially makes your eye a normal shape, like a perfectly round eyeball, he says. If the condition continues to worsen even after using rigid, gas-permeable contact lenses, the Mayo Clinic explains that a cornea transplant may be required. When told he would need the hard contact lenses, Trent admitted, "The hard contact lens, when I first hear that, I'm like, ugh! I don't like anybody touching my eyes or doing anything." But at this point, Trent says, holding his fists up in victory, "I'm ready to tackle it and ready to get it fixed." 7 Little Johnston's fans pray for Trent amid devastating brain diagnosis. 7 Little Johnston's cast member Trent Johnston has a lot to deal with in season 15 scenes. Recently, a lot of fans of the show reached out with prayers for Trent, as well as other kind words, particularly as it relates to the bad news he got regarding his brain. So, what did viewers have to say recently? 7 Little Johnston's Trent Johnston has always been a rock for his family, while viewers certainly don't always agree with Trent's opinions on things. And while watchers don't agree with a lot of the ways that Trent and Amber chose to raise their children, 7 Little Johnston's fans have a lot of respect for Trent Johnston based on how he has been a source of strength for his family. Most 7 Little Johnston's fans would happily be rid of Amber scenes, but, as far as Trent goes, he has been there when his children have needed him the most. His tough love approach may not be a big hit with his children or viewers, but, when push comes to shove and you need someone in your corner, Trent has always been there for his loved ones. As 7 Little Johnston's fans see in season 15 of the show, Trent Johnston gets some unsettling news. After experiencing vertigo symptoms and getting checked out, Trent breaks the news to his family that his brain at 47 is functioning like the brain of someone who is 80 to 81 years old. According to Trent, he goes on to say that this is because his brain has reduced drastically. Naturally, this is something that concerns the entire family. Because Trent is such a central figure for his entire family, this is also hard for someone like Jonah Johnston to grasp, especially because no one knows for sure what the ultimate outcome will be. 7 Little Johnston's fans pray for Trent following bad news. It's safe to say that even though 7 Little Johnston's fans have their issues with Trent Johnston, They certainly like Trent a lot more than they like Amber Johnston, and recently, viewers had some kind words and prayers for Trent as he deals with the aftermath of what the doctor told him. One commenter said, "I feel bad for Trent who is going through what he's going through now and will in the future. He has signs of early onset dementia, and beginning stages of MS. He has the brain equivalent to an 80-year-old man. I hope there is something they can do for him to stall things. I will be praying for him." Another commenter said, "People get annoyed by Trent but I think he's the better parent. I think Liz and Jonah sometimes get a little jealous of Anna because they wish they had her free will. You always see him getting joy out of doing things for his kids. Trent gravitates towards Anna more because he said she's like him, a little party animal and rebel. Amber needs to understand that she can't control her children anymore, they're grown. They're going to resent her later on because of her control issues. She wants the girls to be like her and the boys like Trent, but they have their own personalities and they also live in different times. What do you think about Trent and the situation he is dealing with?"